Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan, and we're here to discuss whatever we can about sports. It's almost like a dead time. Obviously high school is a dead time right now, but
Yes.
we do have some Legion ball. But first off, we just remember today starts the Hibbing celebration.
Jubilee
I think we have
celebrations.
business after hours
Corner bar, yep.
at the corner bar today.
Get a ticket for that?
I do not have a ticket for that, but we want to make sure we get that out there.
And before we go any further, now we mentioned the corner bar. Last week you talked a little bit about your reunion.
Yes.
And you gave a shout out to Fraboni's.
For Boney's,
So I think it'd only be fair that you give a shout out to,
I'm going to give a shout out to Cobb Cook Grocery
you
as
go.
well, because before that party, my wife and I decided we were going to do a couple porchettas on the grill rotisserie, and I want to say that Cobb Cook Grocery also has very good porchettas, and it was a fun experience. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's, for amateur cookers, do that on a rotisserie on the grill was pretty good. So
Oh,
I
nice.
had to give Cobb Cook a shout out
good
too.
for you. Now you'll get that free steak next time you go in.
Hopefully.
It'd be like Sid Hartman, got the free butter knife steak from Murray's.
And then if you want another plug, I got to give Carrie a plug at Super One, because we had shish kebabs the other night,
When then Ron had crab legs.
and Ron had crab legs. I couldn't even remember his name, but he gave me two of the steak ones, or four of the steak ones, and two of the chicken ones, and they were fantastic too. So
Apparently you two got a better contract for me because I just get peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
well, you're retired. You can't afford any of that stuff.
I'm on a fixed budget. Speaking of fixed budgets, what are we drinking today from our unofficial?
We have a
Caribou?
sparkling green tea lemonade with a shot of raspberry and no energy shots.
Sounds like a urine specimen.
Well,
Look like one, too.
yeah, well, I'm not. No, don't be saying that about our unofficial sponsor,
I just said the coloring.
because it tastes nowhere near. Well, I shouldn't even say that, because
Well,
it's not like I've tasted urine before.
Our unofficial Caribou Coffee sponsorship. How many people from our unofficial Caribou Coffee watch us? It's not like I'm
sure
going to get a
plenty.
letter from the main office in Seattle.
That might be Starbucks out in Seattle.
Well,
So,
that's true, yes.
Yeah, that might be Starbucks out in Seattle. But yeah, that's very good, very refreshing
Yep.
drink in the
Just like
summertime.
the Jubilee celebration. Starts today.
It starts today.
We got the parade on Saturday.
Well, Friday is what, sidewalk days?
Sidewalk days tomorrow.
From what time to what time?
They start at 8 in the morning.
I think it's 8 in the
8 in the
morning,
morning
until
till,
like
like,
5.
Or maybe even go later than
Until
5
Benders
o'clock.
runs out of shoes.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever comes first.
So make sure you take that in, and then obviously Saturday.
Fireworks Friday night.
Fireworks are Friday
fireworks.
night.
The races are
Races.
Friday night, and then the fireworks follow the races on Friday night. And then Saturday, stuff going on all day, and the parade starts at 3.
Yep.
I've
3
heard
dance
somebody
till
said
5.
there's like 80.
80 units.
Okay, so that's good. At least people are participating, getting back into that mode again.
In
and-
fact, if anybody's interested, I spoke with Shelley Hansen at the chamber. They're looking for some volunteers to carry banners.
Okay.
They're having a hard time finding people to carry which is kind of neat because then you get front row seats from the parade.
Parade, yeah,
So,
especially for your group that
Yeah.
you're promoting when they
Right.
come through there.
Yep.
So there we go, and then obviously the street dance after, and all the vendors will be on the streets. I think supper time is going to be down somewhere
That's
down on Howard
a
Street.
gyro or a Schweibe hot dog or lemonade. They have a whole bunch
And I
down
think
there.
by the library, there's artists.
Oh, there's the artists and the kind of like a crap show. or whatever
Yeah,
they call it.
craft.
Did I say crap?
I don't know,
Craft.
but we better correct you
Oh.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, a
Just
craft
getting
show.
up early in the morning just
Yeah.
did not for me anymore.
So yeah, that's going on by the library on 5th, I believe on 5th Avenue there, or at least by the city hall too. I think
It's
It'll probably
between the
be
library and City Hall.
So that'll be going on Saturday, and all that.
Well, good stuff in town. I hope you all enjoy it.
Yes. So that's what's happening in town this weekend. Far as
Weather?
Legion baseball, the weather's supposed to be what you said, pretty good. so-
75 and 20% chance of rain, maybe. So
Mhm. And then after, of course, I was gonna bring this up regardless, but Mr. Workala here will be broadcasting the parade live.
Yep.
But there's two guys he didn't want doing the parade commentary and
Commentary.
commentary.
Well,
And
I never met those two guys.
commentary. And you're looking at him right here, so.
Well, he's afraid we're going to say something we're not supposed to say, especially you.
Yeah, I know, I'm the one he has to worry about.
Yep.
So,
Those little slide remarks you have all the time.
oh God, don't even go there. No, but I believe he's gonna have, who's gonna be doing it?
Joe and Mary Keys.
Joe and Mary Keys will be doing the commentary, and
Gonna
they're
add a little-
very good.
Could add a
So,
little class to the parade.
yes,
then,
yeah,
too.
well, yeah, classless if he had us doing it, but with
Yeah, well.
those two, it'll be classy.
That's why some people watch. That's why some people watch
Well.
the show. They just don't know what to think when they watch us because what's going to happen next.
They don't know what we're gonna say.
Yeah. And
Is
being
what-
on cable, we have a wide open range of things to talk about. Until our producer goes click.
Yeah, shuts us off. We'll get ourselves suspended.
Yeah.
Off the FCC airwaves.
So, fresh off ESPN this morning too. Just an update. The senior league team went over to
Oh,
Mountain Iron, played the Mountain Iron team, and Ron's got to let us know about his grandson because he's
well,
playing pretty well.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So
But they pulled out a win.
they beat
6-5.
7-6 over Mountain Iron. See, I
See,
got
look at,
most
he
of
went to the game.
story.
They gave me the wrong score.
I don't think he was at the
Well,
game.
it's City Council.
He had city council
Oh,
meeting, so
yeah.
he must have been getting the play-by-play over the telephone.
Yeah.
With the texts and all that stuff. But yeah, so they were down 6-0
They give you the who's on first.
after like 4 innings, and then they came back with a rally in the 5th, scored 7 runs, and his grandson hit the 2-run double to make it, I believe, 7-5. Then a run scored to make it 6-5, and then a run scored to make it 6-6.
There goes that Hibbing math again.
And then Max scored a game-winning
Winning
run.
run. Nice.
Because nobody scored in the 6th or 7th inning, or 5th, 6th, and 7th inning.
And
whenever
they're the
that
only undefeated team in Hibbing.
happened. Right now, Hardy's
7-0.
Junior League, 7-0.
So good for them.
And unfortunately, we can't find results for Bonies. So, I mean, we want to make sure
But they got great meat.
Yeah, they do. So,
And a new owner. We should give a shout out to the new owner.
yeah,
Mr.
Chris Burgum.
Mr. Burgum is the new owner of the Forbonis, and Wayne and Mark can sit back and play golf.
They can enjoy the fruits of their labor
Right.
for all the years that they
So-
built that organization up,
Yep.
taking over from Leo.
Yep.
Back, who knows when? I mean, back in the '80s, maybe late '80s, early '80s, mid '80s. But yeah, so good luck to
Yeah,
Chris,
local kid. So
and that. So
wish him luck.
yep. Now, at getting up to the older kids, the VFW team, I don't know what their records are, so I can't come on here and guess. But they will be playing tonight at 4:30 and 6:30 against Grand Rapids' second team
Here.
here. The Legion team goes over to Grand Rapids. They got a tough week, tough 2 days. They go to Grand Rapids tonight to play at 6, and then they come home tomorrow and play Hermantown at
Oh,
7. So it's it's only 2 games this week, but it's 2 of the tougher teams, and I'm
Right.
sure in District 8. So they'll play at 7 o'clock tomorrow night at home.
well, should be a lot of people at the park tonight because the Miracle League has their games. Then you got the Nyberg Little League will be playing, and the Splash Park is open.
Okay.
It's a good place to take a shower, by the way.
Well, I know by that by experience, or
Well, they got a little horny to scare the kids, but
you brought your shampoo and your soap.
yeah. Mom, where are all those suds coming from? Don't look at the man in the corner.
So,
Anyways,
yeah, so you'll have action going on at Bennett Park this weekend. The Miners, I believe, are away for a tournament.
Hardy's plays on Monday at home.
Hardy's plays at Monday.
Monday at home
Yeah.
against who? Masabi East.
At,
So,
at Bennett, Nyberg Field.
yeah. Okay, so there's
Nice.
that.
See, we got everything covered.
Yeah,
Well, you don't have to watch ESPN 24, just us.
that's right. We'll tell you everything that's going on in the world of sports.
Yep.
We're not prepared for it, but
No.
we'll tell you.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're right.
That's why they watch us. What the hell are they going to talk about next? Something they know nothing about.
Yeah, which is pretty much everything we know nothing about.
No, I take that back. You do a nice job, and I gave you a compliment a year ago.
Maybe 5 years
So it's
ago.
time to boost your. But no, you do a good job.
No, thank
And you do a good job in the paper too. I don't care what the majority of the people in this town say.
Yeah, well, thanks. That's good to know that I'm probably hated by about 60% of the people in town, but
That's only 5 subscribers.
yeah.
No, you do a good job here, and I appreciate the fact that I can needle you a little bit.
Well, no, I don't mind it.
Until your mom calls and tells you
Yeah,
to
stop doing it. Too bad we don't go live.
Yeah.
She could call and scold you.
Yes. Yes, Mrs. G. Yes, Mrs. G.
Yeah.
Yes, Mrs. G.
She never thought her name would ever get mentioned, or herself would never get mentioned on this show, but it happened a few times.
Oh, she's probably one of our #1 fans.
Oh yeah, she's watching all the time.
Yep, she got us on speed dial.
She can't hear.
Well, that's right. We need to
Speak
talk
up.
up a little
Yeah,
bit.
so you got to speak up a little bit more. But yeah, she watches at least, and we're trying to get her a new TV, bigger TV, so she
Oh,
can
really?
see. But
I don't know if she wants to watch
Watch.
us on a bigger TV.
might scare her.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's good. Anyways, so it takes care of VFW, Legion. Not much else going on. in
yeah,
town.
softball I don't know anything about. I haven't seen them play yet. So maybe Monday. Maybe they'll be at home on Monday, and I'll get.
You know,
to
it's
go.
really sad though. I remember back a few years ago when they used to have the softball tournaments during the Jubilee. We don't even have a softball league in this town anymore.
No, and I've been asked that question. Why don't we have softball in this town? And I really can't give a good answer. I mean, I can say
You can-
obviously the Park Recreation Board used to run it,
Yep.
and then I don't know if they got out of it, and then somebody individual took over it.
Well, that Mr. Karich, Brian, used to run when they had the Park and Rec, and then when he left Park and Rec, he kind of took over. Are you?
I don't know.
Either that or your latte's
Oh, I don't want that. Nope.
Your
Yeah,
latte's
it was mine. I don't know how that happened.
emergency.
No,
No.
no.
Anyways, so Brian kind of ran the league for a couple of years, and I guess from talking to some of the players, it just got to be too expensive. When you're paying for umpire, you're paying for the field, you're paying for the softballs, and then your sponsors just. Usually, if a local restaurant sponsors you, I shouldn't say bar, but local restaurant, you usually go down afterwards and have a few. They don't do that anymore either. So
No.
a lot of the sponsors just felt it wasn't worth the bang for their buck. So
Yeah, and it's just sad that we had. I mean, back again, we had that reunion, and back when we played, I bet there were 25 to
oh yeah,
50 teams.
well, they had what, A League, B League, C League, Church League,
Yeah.
women's softball. They don't even have women's softball.
No.
No.
And
There's no park board either.
And
well,
there's no
yeah,
park
there
board.
obviously there is no more park board, but somebody, I don't know how you rectify it. I mean, it's too bad because once you lose it, it's usually
Hard to
never
get it
comes
back.
back.
Yeah.
So probably never going to see slow pitch in this town again. I hope I'm wrong.
And it was entertaining.
Yeah.
They had some. I mean, when you guys played, there were some really good athletes playing in there, and I remember was it A League or what are you?
Well,
guys?
we were in the Classic
Classic.
League, yeah.
But the A League, they had some pretty good athletes playing that used to play ball here in Hibbing, and then you go out to the park and there's hundreds of people out there watching it. It was fun. It was a good time. So
And and obviously the equipment was nowhere near what it is today.
well, they didn't have
So-
that $1,000 mic and bat back then.
Yeah, yeah. And with the equipment and the number of athletes that played in the past 5 or 10 years, the ball was just jumping out of the
Yeah.
park and home runs were getting hit. But that's also a product of the player, Because if you, I could not go up there right now with that equipment. I could not hit it 300 feet. There's no way. But
Well, a few years back too, they changed the softball. They made it a little softer so that you didn't have that. The compression wasn't as tight as it normally was for regular softball. But they, like you said, though, they still with the $1,000 bat, all you had to do is swing. You know.
yeah, yeah, and pitchers, line drives at pitchers now were back then were it was still not good, but not as bad as it is today.
now.
Boy, you get a line shot as a pitcher now with that stuff they have. You might be splattered all over the pitching rubber. So
Anyways, so we got the local amateur stuff covered. That you want to delve into the
the Twins have
Twins?
now won 5 of their last 6 games.
2 games up on the Cleveland Guardians.
So they had that players only meeting, came out, scored 8 runs, then the
Won
next 2 games came out, won 1-0
And lost
2-1, I
2-1.
think.
Yep.
And now against Kansas City, which a team they should beat.
Yep.
If you want to be a contender, you have to beat Kansas City. I know the Royals are playing better, but you have to beat them, and they did so in the fashion that they should have beat them. And
Well, they got, and then as we mentioned on the show last week, if they can put together a 6 to 8, 10 wins, they got Baltimore coming up this weekend.
yep,
So a team they should be competitive with and beat, and if they can, they're off today, correct? And then
Yes.
they play tomorrow. So
yes. So that's 3 games against the Orioles, who are a better team. I mean, they've in the past few years they haven't been very good, but they are a better team.
Yeah.
But you're playing at home. You have your home crowd behind you. Whether that makes a difference or not, I don't know. I have differing thoughts on that. But beat them, and then after the break, our producer said they play
Before
Oakland.
the break. Oakland.
Yeah, after the All-Star break.
All-Star games next Tuesday.
Yeah, the All-Star game's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, see, we did know something more than he did.
Yeah.
So we're not too bad.
Well, I guess they're still in second place to God.
But they do after the break. They have Oakland coming in, and Oakland's
You mean the Las Vegas A's?
well, yeah. As soon as they move,
Yeah.
they are the worst team in the league now. They had been playing better,
Yeah.
but now I think they're back down. I see whoever they played the other day had 11 or 12 runs against
Is
them.
Billy Bean still with them?
I believe he is, but I'm not sure.
Must be another rebuilding movie in there.
But they've kind of cut down on their strikeouts, and which is good. But they're still going to probably set the record for most whiffs in a season.
And they had that ESPN special report last night that there was no sighting at the Minneapolis airport. But just like the fastball, he missed it. But we brought up before the meeting, before we got on the air, about Nelson Cruz. Would there be any interest with the Twins? Bring him Nelson, who was a fan favorite
Yes.
and can still hit the ball pretty well, better than, as you mentioned.
Well, yeah, I don't want to. Well, like,
You might as well. You said it.
I mean, do I like Joey Gallo? Yeah, but he's hitting
160.
190. No,
Yeah.
he's hitting in the 190s
Yeah.
right now, which is probably his career. I mean, which is what he's done in his career. So he's not far from off his career numbers.
Yeah, but he's not hitting 40 home runs
Well,
either.
he has 15 of those right now, I believe, and he still has plenty of time to get up in the 30s. And it'd be nice to see him hit a couple singles every now and then. But you know what? When he hits it,
It's gone.
there's no doubters there.
But I think you see the resurgence of, did I say that right?
Resurgence.
Of Max Kepler. Beginning of the year, he was on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's out, and he's playing the outfield like an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
Got a home run the other day, starting to hit the ball pretty good. So, and they like you said, the only problem I have with this team is the fact that they've got a $20 million a year guy as a DH, who should be playing in the outfield.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And I think it takes away from his game. He's not in the game all the time. And just to get up and hit 4 or 5 times a game, as an athlete, I just don't understand how he can accept that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, like we talked too, it was if you put him in center, you got Michael Taylor, who's a Gold Glover playing
Yep.
in left possibly,
Yep.
and then you have either Gallo or Kepler playing in right field, and you're not hurting there with either one of those two guys, because I think Gallo is a Gold Glove winner. I don't think Kepler has won a Gold Glove, but Gallo has, and I mean that's your best defense.
Yep.
And especially with everybody's mad at Correa because he can't hit, or he wasn't hitting till now, and now he's up in the 220s.
Yep.
But
He went 4 for 4 the other
well, he
night.
did, and he's probably one of the best shortstops
Yeah, he made
in
a
the
play.
major leagues. So I mean, you're you might be giving up one area for another, but I'll take the defensive side
yeah.
of it any day.
And I see they brought Mr. Miranda back. He was down at Rochester. for a
Yeah,
while.
because Mr. Royce Lewis is hurt
hurt
again.
again.
An oblique strain.
Yeah, he's got.
Now, I'm not an athlete.
No.
I'll never consider myself an athlete, but they say an oblique strain is worth 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't doubt that it's painful.
Well, how'd he get it?
I don't know. He swung.
Yeah.
He swung a bat, hit a ball, ran down to first base, and all of a sudden he's coming out of the game. I thought they fired their trainer from last year because guys were getting hurt too much, and now guys are still getting hurt too much. So at least it's not his knee. I mean, that's a good thing.
But that again, you blame the trainer, but you can't really blame the trainer as much as you can blame the athlete for not warming up the way they should.
No, I mean he should be stretched out before he gets up to the plate. He should be stretching himself out to make sure that stuff like that.
It's like an old Frankenstein movie. Throw him on the rack and stretch him out.
And that's what they might have to do with some of these players. I mean, because it's just amazing that they get hurt like they do.
What, you checking your tea times there?
No, my watch is going goofy.
No.
So, I
Must be the owner.
you hear about pitchers getting oblique strains,
Yeah.
but
I could see that.
yeah, because they're twisting their body when
Yeah.
they're throwing, and obviously you're twisting your body when you're at bat too. But I just don't understand it. I mean,
Yeah, but pitchers are pitchers. You kind of expect that from a pitcher.
they're the best athletes on the field, aren't they? Just ask Bert Blyleven; he'll tell you that
Yeah.
they're the best athletes on
Yeah.
the field.
Yeah.
But come on, I don't know. But they brought Miranda up for Lewis. Kirilloff
Starting to hit.
starting to hit, been hitting the ball very well.
Yeah.
This Eduardo Julian,
A heck of a young player.
well, that's what it seems like. But I'm sitting there waiting for Jorge Polanco to get back, and I mean he's got a hamstring issue, but I guess he's been on the field taking grounders and hitting and stuff, so he's probably on his way back. And I'm sure he'll obviously be inserted back at second base, I would imagine. Because he's not going to go down. They're not going to put him in the minors, except for a rehab stint. I mean, he's
Right.
probably going to need a couple games down there for that.
No, it's not down there. It's over there.
Over there,
Yeah, you go to
in
St.
St.
Paul.
Paul. Yeah, take the Uber
Yeah.
over to St. Paul.
Here's $5. Take it over. Get over there.
And I'm sure they do it when the Saints are at home. I don't think they'd send Polanco. Maybe they would send him out on the road.
Aye,
if the
probably
Saints,
not.
but probably,
When they're at home.
why? Just wait till the Saints are at home and then send them over there.
What else going on in the world of sports?
Oh, Anthony Edwards, as you mentioned, signed for $260 million.
For 5 years.
So
5-year contract, 200 is the possibility of $260 million.
So he has his, I believe it's called the max contract for that. So now I'm sure they're paying him max. They're probably paying Towns max, and I don't know about
Unless they get
Gobert.
rid of him.
Well, that's been the big thing about around town down there now is should they trade him or not?
Yes.
And the rumors are Portland wants to trade Damian Lillard,
Yep.
but I don't know. I don't.
I think that would be a good trade for the Timberwolves because they don't really have a guard. And he averages, 25 points a game?
At least. And plus he makes three-pointers from like 35
Yeah.
40 feet from the basket.
And you get rid of a headache.
Well, I know, but it would be nice to have Lillard and Towns and Cat and Edwards
Well, it would be, but
and Gobert and all that in the lineup. But yeah, you have to always get rid of something to get something.
but every team in their division has strengthened themselves. The Lakers, the world champs, have pretty much picked to win it again. But you can't just sit back and rely on what you have to get you. I just don't see it happening. They got to do something, just like the Wild. Wildhead or something. Now they went and got some defenseman, right, or somebody.
No, they signed Patrick Maroon they
Okay.
traded for Patrick Maroon
Okay.
from Tampa Bay, who is a Ryan Reeves. I think he's better
Big guy.
than Ryan Reeves, but he's a Ryan Reeves, probably a better version of Ryan Reeves because he's actually was a part of 3 Stanley Cup winners in Tampa Bay, and I'm trying to think if he won an MVP after the playoffs that first year that Tampa Bay won it,
okay.
but I'm not positive. I mean, that's something obviously I could look up, but
Well, at least they're making some moves.
Well, they did.
I think they realized we got to get some big guys.
yeah, and he's probably more a point producer than Reeves was. So and he'll be on the 3rd line or the 4th line, and
Unless Kirilov gets in trouble.
Kaprizov, yeah, hopefully he didn't go home this
start
year.
beating him up, and then they'll have to put him out there.
Yeah. So hopefully he didn't go home this year, so he
Yeah.
can actually stayed in the United States, and now he won't have an issue with that anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you go there, you might end up in Ukraine.
yeah, that would be the thing. So
I didn't mean to change venues. there.
no, that's okay. That's how we do it anyway on this show.
Right.
Why would we do something
Well,
different?
you got to tap that brain of yours. You gotta keep it going.
Yeah, it's not very good anymore. I had 2 incisions in my head looking for my brain, and they closed them up right away because there was nothing there.
Well, they put those bolts in there
yeah.
so the wife could.
Yeah, so she can shock me whenever she feels like it. So
Speaking of that, is she part of that? I can't pronounce it. The
Crescendo Orchestra,
Sure.
yeah, she
Okay.
directs the Crescendo Orchestra.
And are they playing it all during the
they,
Jubilee?
well, they played last week during the gallery hop.
Yep.
They played at the bank down here on 7th Avenue,
U.S. Bank.
Wells Fargo.
Oh,
Is that Fargo?
Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they played at the Crescendo later on that evening by 5
Speaking of that
o'clock.
gallery, it seemed like there were a lot of people out on the street.
I think there were, yeah. I
Yeah.
believe they had a
Nice.
pretty good turnout. So I'm glad you mentioned that because
Oh, she did call me earlier and say, better mention that. Gary's gonna be
okay.
in trouble.
Because I won't do it.
So,
But
anyways,
what was I gonna say? See, now you caught
Threw
me
you
off
off.
guard. Yeah, you threw me off. But no, hey, we came through
another day, another week.
another week, and
Everybody get out and enjoy the Jubilee. It should be fun for everybody and a lot of good food that we don't need to eat, but
no, but it's gonna be very delicious.
especially them damn donuts. Just can't get by with just one bag of
Yeah.
donuts. So,
So for Mike Egan, I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again next week on Home Team Advantage.
Hibbing Public Access Television would like to thank U.S. Bank for providing us with studio space.